And at the airport, I remember that they realized that my visa was fake, and they stopped me. So I put $100 bill inside my passport. They took the $100 bill, gave me back my passport, and checked me into the city. I said, this is another Nigeria. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Back again, narrating to us my escapades in the criminal lifestyle in the US, and how I got into importation and distribution of drugs in the United States. What mostly one did was to finance the deals, and we'll send somebody to India who would procure the drugs, bring them to Nigeria. And my cousin and I, who I had lived with when I first got to the United States, we were now partners. And we had a friend who worked with DHL, and he would come to the United States every Thursday. He would come through Houston. And each trip, he would bring in 2 kilos of heroin for us. And so he made it quite easy. And that was $500,000 every Thursday. That was guaranteed. And this ran for like 2 years. And the only reason why it stopped was that some people that were also in the business here in Nigeria, they felt that we had it so good, and they reported the young man. So they stopped him at the Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos, accosted him. They found the drugs, but we were able to settle everything with money. You know how Nigeria is. And so, but that now made me to realize that the person that we were sending to India to procure these drugs, we were giving him, I think, about 30,000 naira per kilo then, which by the time it wasn't up to 15,000 per kilo. So he was making as much as we were making. So immediately I found out, I got so pissed, I had to fly back to Nigeria. I had to go myself then. And that's how, on that trip, I had this Olowe visa to India. I left my other passport, got another passport, and traveled with that, because I didn't want my passport to read that I had been to India, being that it is the source of this heroin. I didn't want to leave any trail. And at the airport, I remember that they realized that my visa was fake, and they stopped me. So I put $100 bill inside my passport. They took the $100 bill, gave me back my passport, and checked me into the city. I said, this is another Nigeria. And then I bought so much kilo, shipped back to Nigeria, dumped them at Lagos, and then I flew back to the United States. Then we would send white ladies to Europe, different cities in Europe. Then we'll have Nigerians take the drugs to Europe. It's like a relay team they run. They'll go to Europe, drop with the girls who pick it to the United States. Because white women, they don't look at them as drug couriers. It was easy for us to get by with that. And at this point now, I had, it's like you living a full life supposedly, but yet I wasn't truly very happy. And I began to question myself, is this all there is to life? You know, how can you seemingly have it all? I was traveling first class. I could go to any part of the world. In fact, by the time I was 26, I had traveled all over the world. I was buying Pals Dillery and Gucci suits, $2,500, $1,000 shoe, everything at my beck and call. But yet I wasn't truly happy. And I could smoke up the house. And one thing I tried to refrain from was hard drugs. But I remember that I still tried weed, because that guy that worked with Asia that was bringing in the drugs for us in the US, normally he would spend 2 days and go back to Nigeria, then come back the next week. And I remember one night I went to the club and some girls were hanging around me, and I told them that I had some weed. And so we went outside in the car, and they bought some paper and wrapped it up and lit it up, and the thing, they almost went crazy. Nigerian weed is something else. they thought I had laced it with something, and they were actually accusing me. But do you know that the next weekend they were calling me, asking me, do I still have some of that good stuff? That's how crazy life was. But I will tell us later how it ended up. Thank you. God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a student was making $500,000 every week. He was getting the money. But do you know how many lives on the other side were ruined by the heroin that he was selling? Only eternity will tell that one. But you heard Henry say he was making all the money. He was living it up. He could smoke the whole house, but no joy. No real happiness. Yes, happiness is not in money at all. Happiness is not in what is happening to you. There is a hole in your heart. There is a space in your heart made only for God. You could try to push beer into it, push cigarette into it, push drugs into it, and they will not fit. Only God can give real happiness. Whatever lie, whatever deceit the devil brings into your life, that you can make life out of destructive choices that you make. It's all a lie. All that the devil is after is to kill you, so your soul will go into eternal hell. Those of you listening to this story, please learn a lesson. There is no real joy in what the devil offers. In the name of drugs, in the name of drink, in the name of hot drinks and riotous living. There's no life there. Life is found only in Jesus. If you are involved in these things, I ask you to reconsider and retrace your steps. Hand over your life to Jesus, who can beautify you. Thank you for tuning in again today. Please don't forget to subscribe to this our channel, so that whatever we send out, you are the first person to see it. Thank you for tuning in, and God bless you.